Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing well, healthy, and staying put. I know it's been hugely challenging for me to, you know, be at home all the time. And my husband's working from home a few days a week, and my daughter is home from her senior year in college. So we're all sort of navigating. So who knows who might show up in this video at some point. So just, giving you heads up that it could be an interesting 15 minutes here. But I decided to try to recreate a little bit of what it would be like if we were in the classroom together, because I know that most of you didn't really sign up to take an online class. And so I think the, sort of personal contact that this offers might be a little bit better. And I'm definitely open for feedback. So to get into the lesson, what I'm hoping we can do is clarify the format and structure of the argument essay a little bit. I think that many of you still feel like it's really unclear at this point. So we're going to take a look at a model, and it's one of the ones in the FAB collection. So you will have access to it later on. So the goal is that we can identify some key parts of the argument essay, regardless of what we call them. I do want you to be able to see how the parts, first to see them, recognize them, and then to see how they're put together. So I'm going to use some annotation to identify some effective writing techniques for you. And I'm really just going to talk this through. So I might pause here and there. We'll see how it works. So I'm going to pull up the essay here, and I'm going to adjust the screen a little bit so you can see. No, maybe going this way is better. All right, so I'm going to read the beginning of it out loud and kind of model my thinking for you. So the increase in automation in the last decade has negatively affected job growth within the American economy. Automation is defined as any technology by which a process or procedure is performed without human assistance. According to a study conducted by economist Doran Acemoglu of MIT and Pasquale, I don't know exactly how to say this, Restrepo of Boston University, robots are to blame for up to 670,000 lost manufacturing jobs between 1990 and 2007. It concluded, and that number will rise because industrial robots are expected to quadruple. With numbers projecting an increase in job loss in the years to come, there is tangible proof that automation negatively influences job growth in America. The need to keep up with this changing world not only creates emotional strain on the aging population, accustomed to the manufacturing ways of the past, but also creates a job market with excess competition. So I'm going to stop right there for a minute because that's the introduction right there. So some things that I notice in this introduction, and I'm going to just insert some comments, or maybe highlighting is better. So right here, we get just diving into the topic and giving some context. All right, so we just have a couple sentences of that. This introduction, which is not necessarily typical of every argument paper introduction, also gives us some resource material according to a study conducted by blah, blah, blah. And what this writer is trying to do here is to give us some context for this position that he or she is about to argue. So you may or may not want to do that depending on your issue and depending on, I guess your point, the point that you're going to make. I guess my point is it's not required in an introduction that you put outside source material. All right, so you just want to think about what your goal is in your introduction, which is really to provide context. So I am going to put that here. So you want to provide context for your issue or topic, right? And let's move back a little bit. There we go. And the other thing that you want to do is to state your position. So we've got a little bit of that source material, and then with numbers projecting an increase in job loss in years to come. So this tells us this is an ongoing conversation. So they say has been saying some things about automation before this writer started this paper. So we can start to see right here, there is tangible proof that automation negatively influences job growth in America. There's definitely a position that is stated in that. The need to keep up with this changing world not only creates emotional strain on an aging population, accustomed to the manufacturing ways of the past, but also creates a job market with excess competition. So although this is kind of a spread out into two sentences, we definitely can see the claim this person is making is, I would say, the writer's argument is that automation has a negative impact on the American worker. All right, so let's move this over a little bit again so you can see that. And that's what the rest of this paper is going to prove, okay? So as the writer, it's not entirely up to you to prove this, because unless you're an expert in the field, that's not your job right now. Your job, though, in this paper is to show that you've done your homework, you've done some critical inquiry, and you have formed a really well-researched opinion. So we're going to take a look at the second paragraph. So this is the first body paragraph we're looking at. There is evidence to support that automation in the manufacturing industry has been harmful to the economy by way of overspending and employee displacement. So this topic sentence here is very clearly connected to the argument that that automation has a negative effect on the American worker. Then we go into the initial costs to invest in automation are high, according to Ron Potter, Director of Robotics Technology for Factory Automation Systems Incorporated, blog, etc., etc. The installment of a system could cost $250,000. Yet, companies often find the initial spending cost to be worth the long-term spending it takes to take care of employees by way of benefits, health insurance, etc. Eliminating fixed costs entices more startup companies as well, because investments in robotic technologies and manufacturing ensure stability in production. Often new companies are tempted to choose robots over humans because of the tax incentives. Then the writer gives a quote and includes, according to Peter Capelli, a professor of management at UPenn Wharton. An exception to this, as stated by the State Science and Technology Institute, is that in 2017, quote, another source, a different source this time, And that material goes all the way to here. With the odds predominantly against employees, many feel as though they need to go back to school to obtain additional degrees or training to gain a competitive edge in the job market. So this sentence does a really nice job of articulating. I'm going to be typing over my face, but that's all right. This ties back to the overall argument. I'm going to put thesis in parentheses, and does a good job of synthesizing the research. All right, so let me move that up. Okay, so the things that the writer did in this body paragraph, and that the writer continues to do, is very clearly has a focus for this paragraph, and then incorporates the use of 3 different sources. It's got this Ron Potter person, and then another professor here of management, and then it looks like a 3rd source, and does a good job of synthesizing that information to make this point that automation really has a negative impact on workers. All right, so this is something that you want to think about, and I guess I would say, when I'm looking at this paragraph, I do feel like there may be an opportunity for more of the writer's voice and sort of explaining a little bit more, but it's a delicate balance, and it is not the easiest thing to do. And we'll certainly talk more about synthesis in the next lesson that I'm going to do. All right. So what you want to be able to do is to look through the rest of this essay, and I'm going to ask you to do some annotating that looks similar to mine, and I think that will help you to see where the pieces kind of come together in the body paragraphs. All right, so I'm hoping, if we go back, that you can see the format and structure of the argument essay. So it is your claim that you're making, but the key parts of the essay are, I suppose, to keep it really simple, just like any other. You've got your introduction that lays the foundation, and then each body paragraph develops an aspect of your claim, of your argument, but you're doing it through the use of research and multiple different sources. And the tricky part is that you're not just saying, well, this source says, and that's a body paragraph, and this source says, and that's a body paragraph. You're integrating the sources in one body paragraph to make this point. And then you'll see in the next paragraph, this is more of a focus on a local company and their kind of move toward automation and the impact that has in Hartford County. And then he goes to another source, Bill Gates, and his kind of take on this. But within this paragraph, he certainly he uses 2 other sources. So it is this balance of making your point and supporting it with multiple sources, and then, keeping your voice in there, because this is your argument. And then in terms of the effective writing techniques, there are 2 that I wanted you to notice. And I'll go back to this for a second.